Um, Hello, my name is Ron Sparks, and tonight I'm going to be sharing with you guys, wow, some fans. Who'd known? This is weird. Tonight I get the privilege to share with you about an adventure and something I got to do this past year, which was film a micro documentary, or a short film, in Senegal, Africa. So I had the privilege to go there, meet lots of people, and see what's going on, and just help tell a story. When we see a picture like this one here, it's Africa, West Africa. We think poor, poverty. But the picture right after this, I don't know if it'll fade in or not, is a bunch of kids jumping in front of this. So while it's poverty, it's also just their life. So that's one of the things I learned while I was there, is that there's poor, but there's still happy. This guy is Chief Adamanjai, or something like that. He's the head chief of about 70 villages. You'll see the map a little bit later. So I got to interview this guy and some others, and it was really, really amazing. So when this project started, it actually wasn't a film project. I'm actually a web developer. I was asked to build a website for a group called Ondondo, and they started telling me about building wells and microloans for women, and I thought, man, this is my chance. I want to go with these guys and help tell this story. And they said, sure, we leave in 2 months. And I was like, okay, I've never done a film, and it's in Africa. Great. There were definitely some challenges. So the first thing I had to do, step one, is learn. These kids aren't troubled. They're just really ridiculous in this photo, by the way. The kid with this thing, I don't know what he's doing. He's pretty hilarious. So they're all making faces. So just learn. I talked to a ton of people, a ton of filmmakers, to find out what people were doing. There's heat. There's no power for 2 weeks, possibly. There's data storage. Every 3 minutes of film that I was doing required 1 gigabyte of storage. So it was a little bit crazy. So lots of challenges. Following some notes here. Oh yes, there's no Best Buy, that's right. There's shops there where you could pay people to charge your cell phone and things like that, but you can't get new equipment, so you have to bring everything with you. So gear, everything I brought, I fit into one backpack that looked like this. Actually, it was this backpack. Of course, if you're going to film a documentary, you need cameras. So I bought digital SLRs, and they worked great. A few handfuls of batteries. And then, of course, this guy here, I took, lenses, wide angle. So he's just a character. Yeah. And then, in addition to that, there were some other things I had to bring with me. Listening, because we're telling a story. Courage was one of them. You have to get in people's spaces and faces and get cozy with them in little huts and interview people in a new language. Fresh underwear, preferably not cotton. It's very hot, so non-cotton. And then compassion was the other big thing. And not just pity, but really compassion. And a big thing with this was realizing that I wasn't giving anything to these people. I was just recognizing the worth that they already had. So that was really big. The third part is plan. So I had a plan. I knew what I was going to film. I knew about where I'd be. I knew kind of the stories I was telling around wells. And I knew women were getting money for starting businesses. But when I got there, the reality was it was a little bit of culture shock. And that kind of equated to me being like, what? This guy looks like he's texting, and we're on the highway, and he's hanging out the back of a vehicle. This is what everybody did there. So it was just very different. When we flew into the capital city of the country, 13 million people, no power. International airport, no conveyor belts. I'm walking on top of them. And these are the villages out in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, I got to meet a lot of people. Step forward to making a micro-documentary or doing any other project is stop counting steps. Tongue-in-cheek, but the idea is that none of the steps matter if you don't start. So if you have a passion, if you have something you want to do, you can read all the books in the world, but you just have to decide to do it, commit, and go for it. So yeah, that was kind of, my journey was real fast-paced. It was something I wanted to do for quite a while, and I got to go, and almost all of these are just from me being behind the camera during my time there. And it was really short, but I was really impacted, and I think now that I've been there, I have some ability to hopefully go and do more projects like this. So thanks for letting me share with you what I got to do. And if you have a passion, if you're 80% ready, just go for it. Thanks.